What are some productive ways to let your anger out? Swimming. Drumming. Endurance running. My best runs were anger burns. Now that I am COVID flabby, house cleaning, piss me off. And my place will be spotless the next day. Whenever I can't exercise or burn out the feelings, I write. Pour your heart out. And if you're worried that someone else may read it later, you can burn it to release the energy. Saving this thread because I do have anger issues. Edit. Thank you for the responses here. Been doing BJJ, lifting heavy things and riding my bicycle a lot before the pandemic. Here in our country, majority of gyms are still closed and different quarantine rules are imposed per city. I will definitely do a journal and write everything from trigger to my response to that trigger. I already tried some of the things said by other Redditors and the truth is, the most difficult part is keeping the mind working once the rage ignites. But again, we'll definitely do the things listed here, particularly the things that are new to me. Thank you everyone. Full body workouts. I like music. Cleaning. With music. Walks. With music. And if I'm really angry. This may sound stupid, but it's extremely effective. I write a letter about it. That will never be seen by anyone but me, where I can vent all the angry thoughts and get them out of me without hurting anyone. Exercise is amazing for releasing anger, also helps with mood elevation. It very much depends on the person. Some people just need alone time. Some people need distraction. Some people need to climb a mountain and scream. Try them all out until one clicks. Rage cleaning. Grab that frocking laundry basket and throw all your stupid clothes in it. Stomp all the way to the washer, dryer. Furiously mop your goddamn floor. Get into your garden and lose it on the frocking weeds. I may have used this method before. It's a good way to use your angry energy to achieve a somewhat positive result. I find it helps if you mutter under your breath too. I like to have a full-on imaginary argument with whoever I am angry with in the shower. I win the argument of course. I keep my cool and have all the perfect comebacks and the person is left shattered. So satisfying. Make pizza dough or clean the house. Push away that furniture and vacuum underneath. Doom eternal. Lift weights, specifically deadlifting. For lower stamina folks, throwing marshmallows is surprisingly therapeutic. Especially the campfire big kind. They have just enough weight to hit the floor with a satisfying thud, but they don't bounce or break and there's no secondary damage. You could do it inside or outside. Honestly, I found journaling very helpful. I am able to feel the anger and I am usually able to understand what caused it. Are there any underlying feeling? What value, belief was violated? Etc. Running or lifting. Singing. Squeeze a pillow. Write it down. Sleep. I listen to angry music for happy people. Metal just seems to give me an avenue to let the stress out. Take a walk in the woods. Meditation. I keep failing as keeping it a habit. But once I did a 10-minute session when I was angry AF, and I had a new me. In the end of it. Running. Not focus on your anger and doing something that makes you feel a different emotion. The more you stay angry, the more you reinforce the feeling. Obviously there are times where you should be angry. But I think we're talking about when you're done being angry. Comedy is good. Creativity. Dancing. I tend to clean when I'm angry. Knitting. Whispering. Stab it. Strangle it. Throw it off the cliff. Stab it. Strangle it. Throw it off the cliff. If that doesn't work, then sewing. Stabbing something over and over and over. Then displaying it so everyone can see you have the patience to stab something thousands of times. Edit. Thanks for the helpful award. Enjoy your knitting. I've begun to do dishes or other tidying up in the house when I get upset. It's productive but gives me room to seethe. Touching my skin makes me feel better. Lasagna. I hate it. So whenever I'm in a bad mood and need an outlet for anger, I eat lasagna. No one cares if you're mad at your lunch. Seeing a lot of physically aggressive suggestions, most requiring access to equipment of some sort, which is not an option for many. Writing is a very good alternative for many, whether in a journal, which of course needs to be secured, or in the form of Dear Diary, rants or letters to the offending parties. Access to a fireplace, fire pit, or shredder is also handy. Write it, read it, sleep on it, read it again, burn it, and move on. Singing angry music loudly, in my case stuff like Turandot's entrance aria or Bernild's Oath, certainly helps. Boxing training. No sparring or anything if you're not confident, but it's full-on exercise and hitting a bag can really help you de-stress. Plus it may be useful if you're ever in danger. Masturbate to turn anger into sadness. Listen to music about your specific kind of anger with headphones. Close yourself off from any surroundings. And fake scream the lyrics. Punch bag. Maybe an obvious answer, but working out. If you're angry about something, sweating it off is a great way to inhabit and resolve your anger. Every time I rage in a game, I say bruh and then funnel my anger into playing better. Buy an instrument, start a grindcore band. Added bonus that, unless it's the drums, you don't really have to get that good at your instrument. Gardening. Hear me out. Not watering cans and picking berries, but digging a 3 feet hole to plant a shrub, cutting down an invasive vine, filling up a green bin with 200 pounds of clippings. My yard has never looked better than right now, which is both good and bad. State to yourself what it is you're angry about and then find a useful way to phrase it and communicate it to the person making you feel angry if it's something that you feel is likely to change or due to a misunderstanding. I know a number of ways to help with overwhelming anger and sadness. But how do I bring myself to get past not wanting to help myself feel better? Does anyone else struggle with getting out of their rut? Beat Saber. Oh yeah, so it's these places where it's part bar to buy drinks and part stress reliever where you pay to be placed in an enclosed area and just go ape sit and break everything in that room. Angry typing. Get a laptop out. Spill everything then save or delete. Your choice. No hand cramp and you don't need to be fit to do it. Find a break bar if you can go to. Exercise and therapy. Scream at birds on your front lawn. You get the birds off your lawn and your neighbors will never talk to you because they think you're crazy. 2 birds, 1 stone. Thanks everyone for the great advice. I definitely have a lot of options now and will be using quite a few of these strategies in the coming days. Sometimes it's hard to know what to do with your negative emotions, especially if you've always just buried them deep inside. At some point that pressure needs to be released and it's always best to do that in a healthy way if possible. Definitely need to embrace exercise a bit more as that seems to be a common recommendation. Hope this thread helped more people than just me. Cheers and happy pillow screaming. Texting myself. Type out a text, but don't send it to anyone. Saves a lot of potential arguments too and calms me down. My favorite right now is playing tug with my dog. I growl, she growls. She's very strong, so I can get a bit aggro without putting her at risk at all. We both love it. Making bread, sparring with someone, walking, talking about it even to yourself. Productive? I have no frickin' clue. Good? Curse into your pillow. Break a bottle in a thick double-layered plastic bag with a hammer, mallet. Be careful. Wear goggles, gloves. Really feeling mad? Put 6. Go to town. Let it out, then stop. Breath. Say I'm better than this. You're a good person. Then get a broom and sweep it up. If anyone asks, just tell them you love them and ask for a hug. They'll get it. Exercise and gymnastics. Writing in a journal can be very therapeutic. Breathing exercises to calm yourself down. Listen to your favorite songs. Make playlists ahead of time so you'll have the right one ready that best suits your mood. Get some cheaper option. Make some giant canvases and just go to town on them with acrylic paint. No rules, just write. Outback art therapy. Draw your anger. Write your anger. Run. Walk. Do some mad push-ups. Pay attention to your breathing. I have a stress sock. Every time someone makes me angry at work, high stress job, I knit a row. Eventually, I have a sock and feel like I channeled my anger into something productive. That or I go for a walk. Just get up from my desk and walk. Disc golf. Get mad. How long day at work? Go throw something. Guess what? You can throw it with all that anger. You might not have a good score, but my god, it's just fun. Throwing something at a fence. Really hard. I've got a walnut tree in my yard. Those frockers can pop with glory. Return to monk. I found making some kind of baked good like the basic Nestle cookies recipe is pretty effective. Measuring everything helps put you back in a more controlled mindset, but you can get pretty aggressive when you're creaming the sugars and butter. Then you need to dial it back to mix the flour in because violence isn't the only way to express anger. Put those cookies in the oven and have a good think about why you're so angry. And once the cookies are out, have a chat with them about why they won't accept your aspirations of being a pro wrestler. I like to belt out some of my favorite heavy rock songs. All My Life by Foo Fighters. Platypus. I Hate You by Green Day. Depends on how angry I am. If I'm only like frustrated, I just crack my knuckles to release some stress. If it's worse than that, a nice long walk normally does the trick. Talk therapy. I personally just listen to music. I know, kinda boring. Cutting thing, preferably fruits and vegetables. Think about cringe moments from your lifetime. I do that sometimes and it replaces my anger with cringe LMAO. Go on a hike uphill and walk really fast whenever you have the urge to blow a fuse. On the way and at the end you'll have some kind of nice view to enjoy. Plus you would have gotten that much more in shape. Enjoy. Needle felting. It's a craft where you stab wool with special barbed needles to form it into 3D felt shapes. So whenever I'm angry, I stab for a few hours and usually get a cool dragon, sea monster, Mothman, incredibly round bird out of it. To name a few of my past projects. And yes, relevant username, P. Writing everything you're feeling and destroying it later. Murder. Screaming. Serenity now.